Do you ever feel like there's never enough time for the things that really matter? Today, we're going to talk about how to pay yourself first, not with money, but with time. I'm going to walk you through some simple steps so that you can block out time and protect the time for what's most important before your day gets taken over by everything else. Welcome to Realizations with Clarissa, where productivity meets well-being. I'm Clarissa Dunan, and as a mother, wife, entrepreneur, and leader, I know how overwhelming it can be to build success while also staying healthy, fulfilled, and present for your loved ones. That's why I created this podcast, to share my realizations and one core truth: that well-being is the foundation of success, happiness, strong relationships, and impact. Here we'll talk about mindset, habits, and simple shifts that bring more energy, calmness, and joy into your life and work. Enjoy the show. I used to have a very long list of things to do. And in most days, I could take a lot of them, but I still felt stuck and unfulfilled. Regardless of how productive, quote-unquote, productive I was, regardless of how busy I was, I still couldn't see significant progress in areas that mattered to me, in important projects, in my business, or in my personal life, what I wanted to accomplish in my health, in my personal relationships. And I realized that it's because I wasn't really protecting the time or not even allocating time for those different important areas of my life. For example, for self-care or for sleep or for quality time with my family, I would only allocate time for those areas once I've done everything that I needed to do for work, or if I didn't have pressing deadlines. I felt like if I paused, I would fall behind. If I rested, it meant that I was lazy. It meant that I didn't really care that much for my work or for the people that I serve. I also realized that I was letting my calendar be ruled by other people's priorities. I was so scared to say no. I thought that if I said no, again, it would mean that I didn't care enough or I was selfish. I was only thinking about myself, so I said yes, committed to so many things. So my schedule was packed with meetings after meetings and tasks and activities for other people. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I was leaving myself behind. I didn't even have time to rest, to recharge, or to work on my own goals. And for a very long time, that went on, and that really took my sense of fulfillment away because everything else I was doing was for everyone else. So can you relate to any of this? So it went on for many years. I was always busy, but I was rarely fulfilled. I was burned out. I was unfocused. I didn't even know at that time what to focus on because there were so many things on my TTD or things to do. There were so many things that people said, oh, this is important. You should do this. You should do that. You should be in this meeting. You should prioritize this. So I was drowning in tasks, but I was disconnected from the life and business that I really want. It was like being a hamster on a wheel. You've seen that, right? It keeps running and running and running, but it's just going in circles. So busy, but going nowhere meaningful. And when I learned about time blocking, everything changed. This is a real game changer for me. That's why I'm so excited to share this with you. So time blocking is when you allocate time and you protect the time for important areas of your life, both in your personal life and at work. And what I learned is that what doesn't get scheduled doesn't get done. It's so easy to be trapped in an endless list of things to do if you don't really have a clear idea of what is really important, what will take us to our goals, what are the top 20% of our activities that will generate 80% of the results, things that are high impact. So if we don't know what these activities are and if we did not put them in our schedule, then we're just working on the trivial things or the urgent things that don't really move the needle. And if we have an empty schedule, it's also very easy to keep saying yes to other people's requests. When they say, hey, you got a minute? Hey, I need to talk to you. Hey, I need your help. Can I call? Just a quick call. And then, of course, we would say yes because there's nothing really important in our schedule. And that you got a minute ends up to be 2 hours. And I've experienced that many times. Until I realized that, actually, it's because I'm not really protecting my time. I didn't even block that time in the first place. And when I learned about time blocking, it has changed my focus, my productivity. I regained my sense of control in my schedule and in my results. It gave me the sense of fulfillment because I know that what I'm working on is important to me and it will lead me to the life and the business that I really want. So if you want to start taking charge of your day, if you want to finally own your day and have that sense of control and that sense of fulfillment in the things you do, then time blocking is worth a try. So here are the 3 steps that you can also do so you can start applying this in your own life and business. Number 1 is to what? To identify what your top priorities are. What's really important to you? And of course, only you can answer that. Don't copy the priorities of other people. That won't work. So reflect what's really important. At the end of your life, if you look forward and imagine yourself at the end of your life, what's important and what's not that important? So find that out. Is it health? Your physical and mental health? Is it your relationships, especially your family relationships? Is it increasing your income? What do you want to really accomplish for the rest of your life? Step 2 is to identify the activities and tasks that support those important areas. For example, if health is important to you, what are the activities or tasks that support your health? And what specific areas of health? So in my case, health is very important to me and the activities are good sleep, exercise, and mental fitness, my ability to clear my mind. So I set those activities in my schedule. How about relationships? So if your relationships are important to you, what are the activities that support that? Maybe dinner with family on the table, or setting Sundays as family time, or whatever that is. These are just examples. Of course, you're the one who knows what's really important to you and actually what's already working. Because it's much easier to reflect, okay, what's already working in my family life or in my health? How can I do more of that? How can I be more intentional in blocking time for that? Because I already enjoy that, it's already working. Rather than completely overhauling your routine, thinking of things that you've never done before and starting to do them, that's even harder. So what else? What's important to you? So if money is important to you, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. We are working. We actually went to school for so many years so we can eventually find work and earn a living. Or maybe you want to increase your income for whatever reason. Okay, so what are the activities that support that? Your financial security or financial freedom. So if you're in sales, then the activities would include generating leads, contacting those leads, generating appointments, and presenting and following up. Or if you're leading a team, then certain activities would be equipping your team, such as training them, coaching them, making sure that there's rapport, improving the relationships in the team. And while we're exploring the area of increasing our capacity to earn, personal development comes in. So what are the activities that would allow you to grow your skills, your mindset, your capacity to earn, in short? So as for me, that includes reading books, listening to audiobooks and podcasts, completing some courses, and receiving coaching. So I do all of that because I know that if I don't improve myself, then I cannot improve my earning capacity as well. And after you've identified what's important to you and what activities support them, step 3 is for you to integrate these activities and tasks into your schedule. That's what we call time blocking. So you find out what days and what time will you do these activities. And you protect them, you honor them as if you're setting an appointment with yourself. So as for me, I design my schedule, I adjust my routine so that I could honor these time blocks. Again, the 3 steps that I use so that I can do time blocking effectively are, number 1, I identify my top priorities, which also reflect my values. And number 2, I identify the activities and tasks that support those important areas. And number 3, I set aside days and time in my day. I put it in my schedule. So I'm excited for you to apply these 3 steps as well. And if you need more guide in finding out what's important to you, I have 2 workbooks. One is Life by Design. So you can download it for free. It will help you to identify the important areas of your life and actually prioritize them. What's number 1, number 2, and so on. And I also have the Ditch Business Workbook so that you will learn how to make time for these important areas. Because it's not enough for you to know what's important but not have time for them. So this workbook will help you to make time for what's important. I also highly recommend visiting episode 21, which is on values, because values will make your decision making much easier and faster. It will be easier for you to decide what's important and what's not based on your values. Let me share with you how I apply these 3 steps in my own life. So step 1, find out what's important to me. Yes, I've done that. And I'd like to share with you my number 1 value. The most important thing that I really protect is what? My energy. My physical and mental energy. Because I discovered that everything else depends on that. Everything I want to accomplish, everything that I want to do for my family and for the people I serve, my calling, my vision, everything depends on my energy. So I protect that. And step 2 is, what are the activities that support my energy, that help me to protect my energy? And that includes sleep. I discovered that sleep is my number 1 source of energy. So I adjust my schedule as well so that I would have good sleep. I now know what's the best time for me to stop working, to stop drinking caffeine, to turn off all my screens and to wind down, when to stop thinking, so that I would actually enjoy good sleep. And then another activity to support my energy is exercise. That's why it's in my calendar every day, or at least 5 times a week. Exercise and clearing my mind, mental fitness is very important to me. That's actually the very first thing that I do. I wake up before my family wakes up, because otherwise I won't have time to sit and just be quiet, enjoy the stillness, clear my mind, and enjoy my mental fitness exercises. And I also know that taking breaks throughout the day, in between meetings and after completing certain tasks, taking breaks is important. So I schedule that as well. Before, I had back-to-back meetings. I felt like I was a conveyor belt of coaching. I didn't have breathing room. So now I know that breaks are important for me to recharge. And another activity that supports my energy is to make sure that I have time, quality time with the most important people in my life. And that's my family, especially my husband and my daughter. So I know when I need to stop working, when I need to put away my phone and not check my emails and messages anymore, when I need to stop thinking about work, so that I can honor that time with my family. Another activity that helps me to support my energy is digital detox. So I have scheduled downtime or screen off time in the evenings and also on Sundays. That's my digital detox day. So how about you? What are those activities? So you schedule them. So that's step 3. I schedule these activities both in my online calendar. I use Google Calendar. And that integrates with all my other calendars, such as my booking calendar for my team to set their meetings with me, and for my clients to set their coaching sessions with me. And so when I block those important activities, then nobody else can block meetings with me on those times. That's me protecting those sacred time blocks that I mentioned. And I also have my planner. So if you're watching the video, so I have a planner because I'm very visual. Weeks from now, I've already blocked certain times of the day for my exercise, for my lunch, for my afternoon breaks, for sleeping. So that's very important, because otherwise, if there's nothing in there, I'd be very, very tempted to put meetings in there, to work there. All right? So I schedule them. And then I communicate my schedule, my availability to my family. So my daughter, my husband, they know when to not enter my office. Okay? And of course, they know, except for emergencies, right? And I also communicate it to my team and to my clients. They know when I'm available. They know when I start checking my emails and messages. And they know that I do not accept unscheduled calls. And that's me honoring the other important areas of my life. Because if I just answer every call, then that means that I'm saying no to what I already blocked time for. Okay? So this is how I do it. Of course, it's different for you. So it's very important for you to really sit down and reflect. What's important to you? What are those activities that help you to honor these important areas? And what's your schedule like? Adjust your schedule to help you honor these important areas. And remember that time blocking is a guide. It helps you to have direction. But it is not a prison. Don't think that everything is rigid, that you have to, need to, should follow everything 100%. Because if that's the case, that's going to be very stressful for you, because the reality is life happens. And we don't have full control over everything else, like emergencies. Some meetings get canceled, or some meetings go over a little bit or a lot, right? Some deadlines, you don't meet certain deadlines, maybe because you didn't put a very realistic time frame in there. So everything can be adjusted, and you can do that without guilt. Because if you think that, okay, these are my time blocks, I should meet them 100% of the time. Otherwise, it means that I'm not disciplined, I'm not productive, I'm not really honoring my word. I should. When that happens, that's going to be a source of stress, or maybe even be a perfectionist tendency coming out. Okay, so time blocking is about creating structure in your day, in your schedule, to support your freedom and not to limit it. It is flexible focus, not rigid control. So yes, you can still be flexible. For example, there are unexpected interruptions like emergencies, family needs, meetings, urgent meetings that you need to attend. Okay, adjust accordingly without guilt. So you can reschedule important time blocks that you've set. You can move lower priority blocks somewhere else. And another thing that I do is I set aside, for me, the most important thing that I need to accomplish every day. I do that first thing in the morning. And that is, for me, clearing my mind and ensuring that I'm developing my mental fitness. Because I notice that if I don't set aside time for that, oh my goodness, the rest of the day is most likely stressful. So I do that. Before my husband and daughter wake up, I sit down in my corner and do that. So you can try that as well, to make sure that before the world gets busy, before your family needs you, you already do the most important thing for you or for your business. And it can also happen that we underestimate the amount of time that a task actually takes. And that's okay. That's completely normal. Everyone experiences that. Even the ones who are considered productivity geniuses, the professionals. So adjust accordingly without guilt, without judging yourself or other people such as your team, your VAs, and find out how you can also create a guideline for yourself on how to set deadlines. So for me, my guideline is to finish my tasks as soon as possible and to take as much time as it needs. So I still do my best, but make sure that I'm not really striving for perfection, because good enough is good enough. And another challenge that you might encounter is the mental resistance, the feeling of, I know this is important, but I don't feel like doing this now. Does that sound familiar? And I still experience that, and that's normal. We are humans. We have moods that go up and down. We have energy levels that go up and down. That's normal. Okay? And when that happens to you, if you need a break, take it. Have empathy for yourself. Okay? And just, you can also move certain time blocks for another day so that if your energy demands it, you can take breaks and recharge. Or if it happens regularly that there's always this mental resistance, that you're not really able to do what you're supposed to do, that you're procrastinating a lot, then it's time to sit down and reflect what are the assumptions that you might be having that are making the task challenging or difficult. What are those assumptions? Maybe you have assumptions like, oh, this has to be perfect. Oh, I have to be perfect. Oh, I have to know everything. Oh, I'm not allowed to make mistakes. What are those assumptions that's making the task challenging for you? Okay? Because those assumptions, most of them are not true. And find out what are the false assumptions and what are the alternative assumptions that you could have that could serve you, that would motivate and inspire you instead of make you feel scared and drain you. And then you find out as well, maybe the reason why you are resisting that task is that it's too big. You're already looking at the mountain instead of the first step. So find out what is the first step, the easiest step that you can do, that once you've done that first step, the domino effect could happen. So what's that first step? So for example, for me, for exercise, the very first step is as soon as I wake up, I put on my exercise clothes. And that's much easier for me to exercise. After clearing my mind, I exercise because I'm already in my exercise clothes. There's lesser resistance in there. So how about you? What have you been procrastinating on? Find out what's the easiest first step that you can focus on and laser focus on that step. Don't think of anything else. Don't think of the next step. Don't think of everything else that you need to do. Just focus on that first step and do that. Even if it's only 10 seconds, 30 seconds, do that first step and you celebrate. Even if you don't finish the entire thing, just the fact that you completed that first step is worthy of celebration. And the good news is, usually it's the first step that's the hardest. So once you're there, if you, for example, you promise yourself, okay, I'll sit down and for 10 seconds, I will generate leads. And of course, when you're there, okay, one lead, I got it within the first 10 seconds. You look at your Facebook friends. Okay, that's what. Oh, of course, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. So that's what we call the domino effect. All you need to do is to focus on the first easiest step. And of course, when it's easy, when it's short, then you really won't find yourself mentally resisting doing it because it's very easy. And of course, you can keep exploring how you can make things even easier. So as for me, before I would be distracted. If I wanted to get things done, the distractions come in. Like, oh, Clarissa, you deserve to take a break. Oh, just do that later. And of course, that would lead to procrastination. So I explored what would make this easier for me to have deep work, to really focus on what I want to finish. And what I found is that, oh my goodness, there are apps that I could install on my computer. So I have an app here that eliminates distractions. So I just click a button and then it would disable all my messaging apps, WhatsApp, Messenger, all the shopping websites. Because when we really want to get things done, the temptation sneaks in. So all of that's disabled. And my app, I use One Focus Pro. It's very cheap. It's only £8.99 for the whole year. Oh my goodness. And it gives me so much boost for my productivity and mental energy. And then it also disables whatever I want to disable after a certain time. Like for example, 7 o'clock, I want to start winding down, not really work anymore. Because before I used to keep working even at night, even past midnight, and it would have negative consequences on my sleep, on my health, on my mood, on my mental health. So now, oh my goodness, that wonderful app with just, it's actually automated. I don't need to click it every day, that from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., it would not allow me to overwork. And it's really very helpful. So instead, I wind down, I do personal development that's not very mentally stimulating so that it would be easier for me to fall asleep. So that's wonderful. And also on my phone, our phones, they have their downtime in there. Focus mode, do not disturb mode. So in my case, I set a screen time that from the specific time at night up to a specific time in the morning, I won't be able to open my emails, my messengers, because before, oh my goodness, I would be endlessly replying to messages and emails even at night or even before I start clearing my mind or before I look after my daughter, and I would be late running to school with her. Oh my goodness. So now, yes, we have all this technology to help us to become productive rather than let technology, let all the social media, let all the emails and whatever there is out there to distract us. Let's use technology to help us to become more productive and to look after the most important parts of our life. So I'm really, really thankful for how time blocking has changed my life. I'm more productive without burning out because I have time for all the important areas of my life, for my business, for my family, for my health, my hobbies and passions, serving others, helping people, with healthy boundaries. So I feel more in control and more fulfilled every day. My cup is filled every day. And that's what I want you to experience as well. Because I realize that when we protect the things that matter, everything else gets better. It's like putting on our oxygen mask first. When we look after ourselves and our needs, then we can show up better for everyone else, especially the people who are important to us and the people we want to serve. Here are some quick action steps that I have for you if you want to try time blocking. First is to pick 2 areas, important areas. One for your personal life and one for your work or business. And then list down the activities or tasks that support those important areas. And then go do your time blocking. Schedule one high-impact task for work and schedule one task, personal task or activity that recharges you. And then celebrate. Go celebrate each time you do the first step. I'm so excited for you. So send me a message how this goes for you. You can email me at hello@clardooncoaching.com or you can go to my website, clardooncoaching.com. You can send me a message there. And if you need more support in making time for what matters or having that clarity on what's really important for you, and finding out what's holding you back. Maybe you already know what's important to you, but something's holding you back from honoring that. Let me help you and guide you, and I give free coaching consultation. You go to my website and book that at clardooncoaching.com. Book your free coaching consultation so I can help you find out how you can make time for the things that truly matter. I'll see you then. If you enjoy the episode, share it with someone who might need it. And subscribe or leave a review. It will really help spread the message. Until next time, remember, your well-being comes first.